is Galactic Television and the program is Family and Values. Now, this morning from our mini feature, you already, have an idea of what we're going to be discussing. We're looking at self-awareness. We're going to be discussing self-awareness. To you, what is self-awareness? When people say testing the waters, what does it mean? We have somebody who will, when you are eating pepper soup, fish pepper soup, Joy is very good at that. She will pick the bones and separate everything. So we have in our midst this morning, sitting right here with us, Oluwatomishi Ayaladapo, in the family of people. She is a writer and an author. She's a life coach, and she's a mental health advocate. Thank you to Dewale Black Talker. What did you call yourself?
Yeah.
You see this guy? He look like a Robert thinks in a woman. That's the guy putting, doing all the work for, packaging for this beautiful lady.
What's it packaging?
Good morning.
It's so good to have you this morning.
Missed you.
Yeah, I missed you guys too.
Just like I was saying behind the camera, let me say it now. You see the way your hands are just blinking. So it's possible that a few will be going home with me after the show.
That's okay.
Yeah, I love
your
that.
Fingers are,
Then they will enter. Don't worry yourself. Is that one? Forget it.
Imagine that.
Forget it.
Respect. So good to have you.
So good to be back. A long while.
The family.
They're doing well. They're managing me. You're managing me. They still call me mother. And
I love that. They're managing you. They still call me mother.
Still calls me wife. So I think.
So you're still on track.
I think we're good. Yeah.
So, to you, self-awareness. As we talk about self-awareness this morning, to you, what's your own definition of self-awareness?
Self-awareness is simply knowing yourself. Self-awareness is knowing what's going on inside of you, your thoughts, your emotion, and your habits. Do this reflect the person that you see inside or the person that you speak with inside? It's like saying that you're putting a mirror inside of you. Like, it's just me. And what other analogy can I give? Oh, yeah. It's like you enter a dark room and then you put on a light so that you don't bump into things. So self-awareness is you being able to navigate your thoughts, positive and negative, good and bad. And then this will reflect on how you relate with yourself and with other people.
Okay, so at what point can one come to that place of self-awareness and value? Now, judging from your own experience and journey, some people have different intervals, but when do you think that, okay, or when you see an average adult, at what point do you say, by now you should have had self-awareness or self-value for yourself? Or at that point, what do you think, let me put it this way, events can lead to one realizing that, okay, so this is the point of self-awareness for me or for individuals.
Definitely.
But at what point?
It's a journey, it's not a destination.
Okay,
let me put that out there. Being self-aware, being aware of the thoughts in your head, the emotions that come up for you in your heart, and your habits. It's a journey. And like you said, events will bring it out. And depending on how self-evaluating you are, and how you can see your own blind spot without anybody seeing it for you. And I'll give you an example. There was one day that, and this is like 10 years ago, it so shook me that I made a Facebook post about it. A friend of mine, we were going at something, and then we're just going, and I just stopped because I was getting irritated by the way we were going, and I said, "Whoa, Tumisha, you were there some years ago. Give her grace. She's gonna get to where you are now, but give her grace." The picture of that person that was irritating me at that point was rubbing off on this cab that I had healed.
Years back.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, I just saw and that's the title of my post. Oh, I just saw myself in someone today, and I'm apologizing to people who met me in that phase.
Now you could feel what they were feeling.
Right? And someone around you then also may have felt the way you.
Yeah, but funny enough, people came under my post. I was like, no, what's it? Because I have friends on Facebook who go back way back as a secondary school, and it was about being mean. It was around time when we're talking that there was this bullying in secondary school and all that in boarding school, and I put the story was about that, and I was saying I can't remember that I ever was mean to someone in secondary school as a senior and all that, because I had gone through certain things in the hands of seniors. All my seniors, I love you because I know some of them are listening, But and then some of all the, and everybody's like, no, it's not Tim Shea. They were actually calling me Tim Shea on that post. No, it's not Tim Shea. It's not Tim Shea. And then some person that I can't even remember said, no, it's not Tim Shea. You were mean. And then she went on ahead to give a description and details of the day I was mean to her. And I'm like, oh yeah. And then I don't know whether to say kudos to me or something, and people, some of the youngest junior students came like, no, for the Tim Shea to have done this to you, but it does not take away the pain that I caused her. Right? And then I came off in the post there and I apologized. And of course, what she did was wrong, but the truth also is, it was a mirror to me that Tim Shea, no, you're not so perfect. Do you understand? You're so self-absorbed, because I can absorb. I tend to absorb myself as but I'm not self-absorbed. Not absorbed, absorbed. That I thought. Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to ask that when we talk about self-awareness, are there things that we can just note? What are those attributes that you can identify with? Now you're saying something that just gave a scenario of a past
experience. So am I speaking from as a mother, as a wife, as a person, as a
person?
Yeah.
First, because that is what makes you go into a relationship, and you make you to become a mother. You now become an aunt, you become this and become like that. So let's start from the angle that personally, what are those pointers, like attributes that we need to note to know that if you're self-aware, this is the number one thing like that. All
right. I'm going to my husband has said that I should just I should be Don Miguel Ruiz's I should be his influencer in Nigeria, and the only way I can capture being self-aware is by going back to the 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your words, 1. 2, do not take anything personally. The 3rd agreement is do not make assumptions, and the 4th agreement is always do your best. All right. When you're careful how you speak with yourself, you be careful how you speak with others.
Yeah.
When you don't take events and things personally, you're more likely to give grace to others when they hurt you. When you give room to people when you already, this person had done something to you and you're already assuming why they did it, but you can give room and say, okay, no, before I make assumptions, let me clarify. Then you're at a place where you're telling yourself that, oh, this person is not me. This person is not thinking the way I'm thinking. Let me give the person a grade. And honestly, your best is just simply saying that, okay, I've made mistakes today. The fact that you are aware that you've made a mistake tells you are self-aware.
Now, self-awareness. Now, how do one reflect when one is wrong, and how long and how regular can one take in that process of self-reflection?
The interesting thing is that today's Monday, yeah?
Yeah.
On Sunday morning, my husband and I were talking about self-reflection, self-evaluation, and self-deprecation. They're so different. And personally, I was a very self-deprecating person, in the sense that I would do something and I'm like, Tumisha, you know better than to do that. And then I'll punish myself in my head. I'll punish myself with not going out or not
The
talking to people.
guilt and
I would
everything
turn the guilt inward. I would turn the
myself.
shame inward, and that in some sense fed, the other side
side.
of the diagnosis I live with, which is bipolar, and then I'm depressed. But I have moved to a point where I'm more self-evaluating now, and I get to points like, oh, okay, yes, you didn't do that right, giving the agency that I have. Yeah. So because the agency that you have is different than the agency that I have. Where you're coming from is different. So the agent, and I'm looking at myself, oh, Tumisha, the agency that you have right now, you should have done better. But now that you have not done better, you know now that when this, because life is very interesting. The universe, God is very interesting. Until you pass that test, it will continue to come back. So you have to get to a point. So when it's one of the things that how you know you're self-aware or you're reflective enough. When something that has happened before happens again, if you do not learn from that thing that happened before,
the same mistake.
You will make the mistake again.
And maybe terrible than the last one. You did
and more terrible than that. So the essence of self-evaluation and self-reflection is like when that thing now comes, that means I didn't learn what the universe wanted me to learn, when God wanted me to learn from that. So slow down. Okay, you have come the second time. What are you here to teach me? Yeah. It's very difficult to sit with self. I'm not even going to sit here and say that self-reflection, whatever is easy. It is not easy, but it is the best gifts that you can give yourself, because the best version of yourself, or the best gift that you can give to your parent, to your parents, even when they have done you bad, the best version of yourself that you can give to them is a healed you. The one working on you to be better, so that a pattern can be broken. A friend of mine says that maybe generational curses are generational trauma unresolved.
Yes, it's possible. It's possible.
It's probably generational patterns that we have not stopped. That we have not. So if one person in the family says, "Oh no, this pattern
stops with me,"
so that is where self-evaluation comes in. That's where self-reflection comes in. And the moment you can reflect and look at yourself and look at the mirror and say that, "Oh, I don't like the picture," and see. Everybody here, let me give you an assignment. The picture of the person you are now, the picture that you are, and the person in your head, they can never align
at all.
So what are you doing? You are trying to work with the thoughts that come up in your head, the emotions that come up in your heart, right? To align them with your habits that will birth the picture of that person
you're seeing.
That you're seeing. If you are not doing that, you're not growing.
True.
So what are you doing to increase the agency with which you serve yourself, which will eventually serve all the things? Like I say to people, you don't become a mother, you don't become a father the day you get pregnant or the day you impregnate a man. You become a parent way before you even get into a relationship. Because you have a picture of how you want to raise your children, how your relationship wants to look like. You don't become a parent today. The only thing that you become is when you have had a child now, you're not trying to figure out how to raise your child. That's going to be a lot of work.
A lot.
But if you are settled it as a single person, if you are and it will attract the kind of person
you want to start, the kind of relationship you want.
I know this sounds very, very new agey and all of that, especially with evolution and the history of humanity, where we had what's it called now? We had arranged marriages and all of that, and I understand that. but then there's evolution. This is the only place one of the places I embrace evolution, because we're growing and things are happening. You will begin to attract people. And pardon me, my frame of reference is the Bible. Even, let's go back to Abraham. Though the marriage was arranged between Isaac and Rebecca, Abraham still said, don't speak from here. Go back. Because you will attract the people that you have the same values with. So when people ask questions on social media, which I'm tired of, by the way, like how do you guys find these men that you marry, or how do you find these women that you marry? The question I'm asking who were you when you met that man? Who were you when you met that woman? So are you willing to now deconstruct and then build what you need, or are you going to fight through it?
Keep patching.
No, send the wife back.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's I told you, anytime Tumishe is here, just stay tuned. It's time for us to take our word on map. Let's see what our word on map wants for us this morning, and we'll be right back. So stay tuned. Don't be kind of with our life. If you are just seeing it, come and buy your own. Buy your own. Come and do business with us. We need adverts on family and values. One thing that we fail to realize is those things that look like who is listening, what is happening. They are the ones that are very important to our lives. They will say you guguru and ekpa. You will go and buy the one that is 1 million naira. Meanwhile, the guguru and ekpa you buy from that woman that will naturally do it. No unnecessary things. You will put it aside. Just 50 naira, 100 naira. Anyway, Tumishe, we're back on our business.
I'm trying to be very aware.
Because you know when you pass through Ogundano, if you're not careful, your tummy will start grumbling. In fact,
Chairman of item 7 and Mr. Daniel for this.
Thank you.
So
We appreciate
it.
Yeah.
So, Tumishe,
yes.
How often should we do a reflection on our self-awareness?
Daily. Daily. So I'm not going to project and say, because I know myself, I know that at the end of each day I take time to write out what I've done. Okay, maybe not what I've done, just write a story about. Then again, I'm a writer, so I write a story about it, and then it gives me a picture of, so she should have done better there. Yeah, but doesn't mean I don't make mistakes. So I hope I'm not coming off as telling people that because you're self-aware you should be perfect. No, that's not what it is. Because so long as we're on this side of eternity, we cannot be perfect. And so long as we have people in our lives where there are going to be things that our friends, our family, acquaintances, people will meet on the road, yellow bus drivers, Okada men would rub us off wrongly, right? But I don't know about you, but there are people I've seen like, I saw it on my way here today. A yellow bus cut off a person. The person was dancing. A yellow bus cut them off, and she just turned, smiled, and continued. And I knew that this person just told herself, you are grown.
You can't get me this time around.
You're grown. You know. So there are going to be things that will, and like I put together in my book, Living Mindfully, stop, breathe, notice, reflect, respond, resolve. That SBNRRR, it can happen in a minute, and it can happen over the course of a day, and it can happen in a month.
Okay, now let me ask this as we round up. Is it necessary for one to set boundaries when you're talking of self-awareness? And for those people that believe that they don't need therapy, now there's an extent you can go in trying to, and you just discover that I can't do this journey alone, I need to talk to someone. A lot of people don't believe that they need to talk. People need to teach them certain things. So now, what do you say to that to those class of people. And for people who are on that road of self-awareness, how can they set boundaries? You just gave us an instance of a woman that's her setting boundaries. She knows on a Monday morning the traffic, Lagos drivers will do rubbish, but she made up her mind that So how can we set boundaries in trying to achieve self-awareness?
Okay, the first thing I'm going to say is to probably deconstruct what people think setting boundaries is. Setting boundaries is not being mean.
It's not being mean. Yeah.
No.
It's just
it's not even being cautious. It's just you say. Okay, again. I apologize. I'm going to use an analogy. If you don't knock on my door, there's no need for me to open it. If I come to your house and I don't knock on your door, and you break into my house, you've broken the boundary.
Broken the law.
It's not even a law. You just came to my house, and then with that announcement saying you've broken the boundary. So it's as simple as that. It's just you saying to people that, you know what, I'd rather that you don't do this. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make me a bad person. It's just that you are from a different. What is taboo? What is allowed in my village is taboo in yours, and vice versa. If you want, I would say first of all, that's what setting boundaries, because people are going to definitely test you. All right. So setting boundaries is for you, not for others.
Setting boundaries.
It's for you.
It's for you, not for others. Because if you say for example, don't call me after 6:30 p.m. Yeah, like I'm not available after 6:30 p.m. but my phone is still on at 6:45. I have broken my own faith to myself. So if a person that calls me somebody sees me online at 6:45, they're like, Shiboniki Makweni, 6:30. So what are you still doing online at 7? What are you still doing? You were the first person to break that boundary.
But it's possible that for certain people I have set that law, and for certain people I've set a different law. It could be that for stage A I'll put boundary for 6:30. Others I say okay for 9 p.m. Another this thing.
Fair argument.
What if I decide to put that anytime from 7 I don't want to take any calls? But does that mean if my family call me, I should not?
So I knew you were going there. But so here's the thing. And I'm going to use myself as an example. My family and friends know that if they buzz me at 6:30, I'm most likely not going to respond. If it's important, put a voice call through. Even my parents, when they were alive, they used to call me chicken. It was, it's a way for me to manage my insomnia. I don't sleep well at night. So I know that when my body is shutting down. All right? So if I don't put that gate rail to protect myself, who is going to protect it for me?
Some people can be very they'll just call and say, I just got to check up on you. I just want to know how you want. I just don't know.
It's not going to happen. If it is important, like I said, again, I've had it for over 10 years. So over 12 years even. My family members know, and okay, I'm leaving this message now. I'm just leaving this message. I know that we'll see it tomorrow morning. Oh, I didn't want to forget. But then my phone is not even on. I remove my watch so that I don't get.
Because of our time, with that, if I am self-aware and I put such a message, maybe a timeline, and social time, shut me down, and I decide to post after maybe someone called me and said something like this happened, and I just wanted to pass that information on my status.
It's on you.
Will it be a wrong thing?
It's not a wrong thing. It's your life. It's your life. Is whatever it is.
I just don't want to talk to anybody that will bombard my head again. I just want.
And again, it is not wrong. There's no wrong or right to this. I'm just saying that if you break it yourself and somebody else comes to break it, you don't have the right to be offended. You don't have a right to be offended because you have just told the person that it is breakable. You told the person it is breakable. So why shouldn't they break it?
Okay, So if I say 6:30, I will block everything.
So what it means is, from my own understanding, I mean, like somebody said, how valuable people are is how you take them, right? For certain people, you can put timeline that so time to so time, please don't
If they
come.
value me, they will value my time.
Value your time. And then for some, because we could have cases of emergency calls that come in between, you get, and some would not see it.
So let me tell you guys how interesting this is. Yeah, and I know my friends are going to have my head for this. Let me tell you how interesting this is.
Okay.
It is so ingrained in my circle that it has become a tease matter. 6 days. No, you people should not just put party there. She will not come. Or they go ahead and say, you know what, babe, this is going to run into the night. Prepare your mind. That is respecting each other.
Each other, yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? See, my 40th birthday party, I left them partying. It was 7 o'clock.
And you left.
But it does not cause. Maybe in the beginning it caused some friction, right? In the beginning, but now is the yab minutes. I take my yab, I take my sub, we're fine. But the truth is, to protect yourself, to protect your values, to protect the things that make the thoughts in your head, the emotions that come up in your heart when the thoughts come up. And aligning these to your character, your habits, the person that you believe that you should be, you have to take, if not daily, periodic self-evaluation, so that you are giving of yourself the best way that you can. You know what you can take, what you cannot take, and what you cannot take but take. Compromise.
What you cannot take.
What you cannot take but take. That's really a compromise. What you cannot take but take.
Always give us something. If you find that melody, this our mental health. Really says God will help us. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
What you cannot take but take.
It's not easy. I read something you said to me yesterday. You know,
Yeah.
You know, to go through.
Yeah, because it's the constraint.
You take so many, so much in, and give, or it's like draining yourself at the end of the day. So you need to recoup, and you did that for us this morning, fresh. Okay, with item 7.
I was going to say something about therapy. When you said something that people think that they should, people should teach them what to do at some point. So therapy is not even about teaching; it's about unearthing and making you aware of the things that is on your inside. We all have agency. It's just that the environment, the situations, the circumstances that has shaped us as hiding all our innate strengths and agency under the traumas, the experiences, and we don't have the strength to unearth. So what does a therapist do? Helps you to unearth, not necessarily teach you what you don't know. You know, it's just it's
and I think it also helps for one to understand the cycle. Yes, as we round up the cycle you have around you, have a cycle that helps you understand yourself and help you with self-awareness. That's just what I'm going to say. Cannot be in a cycle that don't value. Every time they are bombarding you here, you go home having issues. Anyway, thank you for being a part of the show this morning.